Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome to another video all about winter sowing. So what I thought I would do in preparation for our winter sowing experience, I thought we would talk about my top favorite seeds. I know it's so hard to choose just a few, but my top favorite seeds for winter sowing. These are my tried and true, go back year after year because they do so well. Hey, I know some of you have even started your winter sowing, and that's awesome. I'm so proud of you. But what I also want to throw out there is, even though you've already gotten your winter sowing done, it's never too late to add just one more container, right? So maybe you're going to see something that I feature today that maybe you could add to your, let's call it, experiment, your winter sowing collection. I know sometimes we are uneasy with winter sowing and what seeds work and what seeds don't. We feel very uneasy about whether or not we should try something because you heard that it wouldn't do well outside, it's a tropical, or you're just really uncertain. Well, this container right here that probably holds 50, maybe 75 seed packs, these are my winter sown successes. I have only ever had one seed that did not germinate, and that is verbena. So I want to encourage you to try your seeds, okay? You're only out the cost of a seed pack. That's what's so glorious about starting seeds. You aren't out that much. It's not that huge of an investment if they don't germinate. You're still cheaper than you will be if you buy them at the store. Okay, so let's talk about my favorite seeds, and let's look at this purple cone flower. I love the fact that they are a perennial. They come back every year. What I will tell you about the echinacea purple cone flower is that it took the second year for me to see a bloom. This year, I planted them last year, and then I planted them again this year. The ones that I had planted last year didn't bloom. They came up, looked gorgeous plant, gorgeous green, no flower. Second year, same plant, came back, gorgeous green, and then all of a sudden I have flowers, and I had a lot of flowers. Next up is Blackeyed Susan vine. This is only 3 plants and has been absolutely spectacular, blooming all season long, spring, summer, and fall. I am in love, and grown from seed. Spectacular. My next flower that I want to share with you is by far one of my favorites, and it is a great flower to start for beginner gardeners, and those are the Cosmos. Seashell blend Cosmos. Here we have it. The Bright Lights blend. The Sensation blend. One of my top favorites to grow in my winter sowing containers, and I know this is going to sound crazy, is tomatoes. And this tomato in particular does great. The Orange Hat, this is from Baker Creek, and absolutely love these tomatoes. They are so yummy. Micro dwarf tomato. And I would highly recommend trying these out in your winter sown containers. Next up, one of my most favorite plants in this garden, the Ballombata and wild bergamot. So I couldn't find Ballombata. I grew this last year and absolutely fell in love with it. This was the substitute wild bergamot. They're sort of the same, except for wild bergamot is a perennial. Ballombata is not. And I want to be honest with you, I have no idea which is which. So we could be looking at Ballombata, we could be looking at wild bergamot. So what I want to share with you about this, it is absolutely spectacular. It does need to be staked. It does need to be held up from and protected from winds or heavy rains. This is a pollinator's love. These big bees, I believe this is the carpenter bee or wood bee. They absolutely love it. They come in and they flip the petals up and get the pollen out of it that way. I'm showing you. This one, I have just been fascinated by them. They all do it, and it's amazing. This little bitty 20-cent seed pack has absolutely stolen my heart. I don't think that this picture or this video is going to do this beautiful flower justice. The blooms, they are almost electric. It's like a cornflower blue or a periwinkle blue, but when the sun goes down, it's like they light up. They are so magical, and the pollinators just, it's always covered in them. This has bloomed and bloomed and bloomed from early spring, and it hasn't slowed down. I absolutely, positively am in love with this flower. It's called a forget-me-not, and I see why. Because I will never forget it, and I will plant it over and over and over. And I think you should too. Super easy to germinate. Supposed to be 2 feet tall, but it's more like 3 to 4. So give it room to grow and give it room to spread. Let's talk about the calendula. I am in love. So yellow and orange flowers, gorgeous. So here are the orange, and then right here is some yellow. They did look really, really good. They have kind of petered out. I do need to deadhead them. They grow 1 foot, 2 feet tall, and they bloom from the spring to the frost, and that is very accurate. They were one of the very first things to bloom in the garden, and absolutely magnificent. They do get top heavy, and they do need to be staked, which I did not do. So next year I will have to do a better job of planting them together and staking them, but I give them 2 thumbs up. They are absolutely gorgeous. One of the very first flowers that I tried to grow in my winter sowing containers were poppies. Okay, so poppies are teeny tiny seeds, but they put on such a gorgeous show. What I ended up doing is putting way too many in one container, and it grew like a carpet. You can take a toothpick and wet it and touch the seed and carefully, meticulously place the poppy seeds, or you can sprinkle them like you would sprinkle salt and just have a mat of poppies, and then when you open the container and take it out, you can section them off and have clumps of poppies. I know that's not the best idea to do, but I mean, they grow up and they're beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So that's what I'm going to do again this year. So now we are going to get down to a few of my most favorite seeds, and we are going to start with number 5, and we're going to count down to 1, and I bet you can guess what my number 1 is, but we're going to do this, okay? Number 5 is dahlias. There are 2 different kinds that I absolutely love. It's the unwind dwarf and the rainbow mix. And if you grow nothing else, you have to grow these. Amazing, amazing, amazing. They do so well in winter sowing, and they put on a show. They give you so many seeds for you to plant next year. Plus, they create tubers in the ground that you can dig up and save for next year to have the same exact one. And no tuber is the same. So that's on the first year plant, okay? So number 5 is going to be the unwind dwarf and the rainbow mixed dwarf dahlias. I can't express to you enough. You need to get these and grow them. Number 4, zinnias. Yes, you can grow zinnias in winter sowing containers. You can direct sow them in the garden, but you can also get a head start on those flowers, and you can start them in the winter sowing container. You can see all the different varieties. So we've got some that are multi-petaled. I just made that word up, maybe. Some that aren't. We have some small, some big. Then this is the candy cane. Let me show you a better one. Like, look at this. This is magnificent. It's so beautiful. And we've always got bees and butterflies all around here, and it's just beautiful, just beautiful. Like, look at this one. I love that. I love how it's kind of flat and open. But there is a perfect example of the candy cane. And I just think that's so pretty. But really, look at this. I could sit here and stare at these zinnias literally all day long. Literally, and look at this. Number 3 is going to probably surprise you, and that is yarrow. Yarrow is the coolest perennial. It comes back every single year. There are many different colors. Love them. Love, love, love yarrow. Do yourself a favor and get yarrow. Blackeyed Susans. These are spectacular. I cannot say enough about these beauties. They steal the show for me. If you love yellow flowers, even if you don't, I still think you should plant them. This is a perennial, so they will come back year after year. They self-seed, and wow, 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 wow. I think it's so pretty in a mixed border. Like, they just stand out so pretty. You can see, just magnificent. The birds love them, the bees, the little bugs. And well, if you've been watching me for any amount of time, you know that my most favorite flower of all time is the tithonia, the Mexican sunflower. It is by far my most favorite seed to buy. It's my most favorite flower to grow, and my best results come from these in my winter sowing containers. I highly, highly, highly recommend getting the Mexican sunflower, the tithonia. They have them at the Dollar Tree, the American seeds. I also have them, I have found them as the Fairy Morse. You just want to make sure you get the orange one. I don't know anything about the yellow ones. I've never done them before. And to finish out our seed, my favorite seeds to start, this is going to be a part 1 because I've got more seeds. I love seeds, and this is just going to keep going. I have 2 honorable mentions, and that is going to be marigolds. The Mission marigolds. I typically hated marigolds, but I really, really, really love the Mission marigold. Oh my goodness. You just can't even imagine. And then last but not least is my 4 o'clocks. These are phenomenal. I love them so much. They put on a show. They open up supposedly at 4 o'clock, thanks to one of you. You told me that. And then close up. I can't figure out what they do. But I would highly recommend getting some of these. They are like a tropical fiesta grown in your garden, or like a tropical drink. The colors just remind you of summer. They are gorgeous. They are amazing, and I highly recommend them. What did you think? Did you love looking at all of those seeds? Do you have some ideas, some that you think you may add to your list, maybe start another container? Or did you find something that you found unique or new? I want to know. Leave a comment below. I want to hear all the things. I also want to ask you if you would be willing to share your winter sowing journey with me. Either your containers, what you're sowing, and I'm trying to think through how we can best do this. I would love to feature you on my channel. I would love to have you video what you have once you're opening your containers, but I would also love to see your journey. So if you would be willing and interested in this, please leave a comment below, and I will, in my next video, we will talk about that, okay? So I want to thank you so much for watching. I want to thank you so much for going along on this winter sowing journey with me, and I hope wherever you are that you know I appreciate you, and I hope you have the best day ever. Please subscribe to this channel if you find value in it, so that I know and I can keep going, and hopefully one day just be solely doing this. So I hope you have the best day ever. I will see you in another video soon. Take care.